What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 59 of Next Gen News Week, your weekly podcast for all things gaming related, as far as the PS5 and the Xbox Series and the Nintendo Switch. And now we have a Valve handheld and a Bud Light console, a KFC, everything. You know, we've got everything. We're like the interdimensional cable of podcasts for about video games, I guess. So, anyway, my name is Mitch. Joining me tonight, in no particular order, is Michael.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Wow, he went there, huh? Oh. Steven, welcome back. Richard.
Present.
And Chase.
Hello, hello.
Richard says present like he's getting roll called in middle school. So we have a wide range of topics we're going to cover tonight, including some stuff about what. So we have a.
Sorry, that's me.
Range of topics we're going to cover tonight.
Let me. Hey, our audio works.
Yeah. We have to check it every week just to make sure, but it still works. Okay.
Sorry about that. There we go.
No.
Okay.
So we have a wide range of topics we're going to cover tonight, including some stuff about a potential Grand Theft Auto Remastered trilogy, a Nintendo Indie World Showcase, and then we're going to talk about our potential picks for Game of the Year, whether it's stuff that's already come out this year or stuff that hasn't come out that we're really excited for. But first, I would like to ask everybody, what games have you been playing? So, Richard, would you like to start?
Yeah, sure. I'm still working through Hitman because I just picked up Hitman 3 on the sale. And it's really cool. If you own the first two, I think I told you guys in the group chat, they've actually, the way they've set up the third one is you can actually play through that entire trilogy just through that one game. I thought that's really cool. Other than that, I've been playing through Red Dead. Yeah, I thought I said that wrong for a second. Because they just dropped the, well, they didn't just drop it. It's been out for, 2 or 3 weeks now? The Blood Money.
Mm-hmm.
They had, I can't really say that they're like the heists from Grand Theft Auto. Because the heists in Grand Theft Auto, you have to have a team. You can actually solo the ones in the Red Dead Online Blood Money update, and it kind of tells a story. You kind of work for the mob in Saint Denis, and there's 3 different ones that all 3 missions are dropped now. They kind of staggered them, but you have to steal these 3 jewels: a giant emerald, a giant diamond, and a giant ruby. And if you do it on Ruthless, you get a hat.
Ooh,
So yeah, a hat. So it's bragging rights, bragging rights.
Free
So
hat.
I have no. You get the access to buy the hat. You don't get the hat.
God.
You get the access to buy the hat. So I have all 3 hats. I purchased them all. They're expensive hats. But I don't. They're not. They're also like the heists in Grand Theft Auto. There's no real reason to grind them because they're kind of not worth it. So, but they're fun. I think a lot of things with Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead is you're doing it because you enjoy it, not because there's some big massive payoff. But yeah, it's Rockstar.
Do you at least get enough money in doing that to buy the hat? Like in the whole thing?
No, you really don't. The very last one that I did on Ruthless, it's where you have to steal the diamond, and I think I made. And it's weird because this doesn't make sense to me, but it's true. You can Google this. The longer it takes you to complete the mission, the bigger payout you get. You think it would be the other way around, where the quicker you do it, you'd have a better payout. No, not true at all. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll complete the task, and then before going to the drop off, they'll just sit and hang out because it caps out at 30 minutes. You can't get any more money after that. So they'll sit there and they'll wait for the 30-minute mark and then turn it in. And I think the top cash out for 30 minutes is like $168. And the last hat that you get's $310. So,
damn.
No.
$168 does not sound like a lot compared to Grand Theft Auto's. Here, you just got $60,000.
It's like 1908 or 1909. So
I know, but just, in my head, it's just like this is not a lot of money.
I think I have about 11 grand and Red Dead Online. So I'm loaded.
Wow.
I'm loaded, man.
My
Yeah.
man's stacked. Now, have you bought anything? Like, do they have shark cards or their equivalent of shark cards? Like, have you been purchasing with their money?
No, not at all. They have. I don't even know. They might have this for Grand Theft Auto. I've not played enough of that online to really pay attention, but they have dailies, kind of like other online games, where if you do them back to back to back, like if you do at least one a day, you get gold for when you do them, which gold is the premium currency. But if you do at least one a day, then you get a multiplier on how much gold you can get. So, I mean, if you enjoy playing it and you play it at least, 10, 15 minutes every day just to do one daily, it's actually not that hard to grind premium currency without buying it. So, no, I've gotten all the expansion passes. I've done every paywall they have with the gold, and I've never spent a dime.
That's good. Chase, what games have you been playing?
So I finished up Balan Wonder World. So I guess after you beat the game, it unlocks like 12 additional levels. So I went and played through all those. I didn't platinum it because it looks like it's just like a lot of grind work to do. I mean, I could do it, but I'm just rather spend my time on some other games. I started Skyward Sword, and I beat that today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Took me a week.
Yeah, I've been playing pretty much for the past day or so.
I thought you meant you started it today and
no.
today. I was like, wow.
Damn.
No, I started it over the weekend. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I finished that today, and actually, while I was on the final boss, I heard a knock at my door, and my amiibo showed up.
Nice.
Nice.
My Lockwing amiibo showed up as I was finishing the game, which was great timing. And then
I don't need you now.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the game. No, it was really, really good. Like, this is my first time playing it, so there's a lot of backstory that I didn't know, and it was really just cool, catching up with all that, all the start of the game and everything. That was really, really cool. And then I just loaded up Hitman 3, so I just finished the first mission on that. So,
we can finally talk Skyward Sword spoilers.
Yes, we can.
Nothing to talk about right now. I'm just saying in the future, it's not like we have to keep it on the DL anymore on that. But that's cool. I'm glad you finally finished it.
Thank you.
Did you 100% that one, or did you just kind of burn through it?
So I heard that to 100% it, you have to beat the game on hero mode, but I didn't do that. I got all the hearts, all the gratitude crystals, all the goddess cubes. I got all those done, but I didn't replay the game on hero mode.
Well, I'm going to preface, when I said I 100% of the game, I did not do it on hero mode because I'm not playing through that again. I was just meaning I got all the hearts, I got all the cubes, I got all the gratitude crackles, and all that. I don't have enough time to sit there and play that game again. There's other stuff I would like to spend my time on.
Exactly. So
yeah. Steven, my friend, since you've been gone, what all have you been playing?
I've been having a hard time coming back past the 2000s. I recently started back up with Chrono Trigger. I know I talk about it a lot, but it's like one of the most iconic games I've ever played. Considering all that that team was able to do with what they had back then. And I also learned that Chrono Trigger was one of those games that was higher priced back in the day, but that was because they ordered cartridges with that extra memory in it, so they can pack those 17 endings in there and everything else that they packed in there. And I also learned a few things about how they pretty much set the tone for a lot of different video games out there. I may be wrong, but I think they set it for Final Fantasy as far as the timing bars, as far as the attack. I may be wrong. But that's just what I think of when I'm putting it into comparison. A lot of it, especially with the artist who drew him, Akira Toriyama, I believe that's who drew. Yeah, he also did Dragon Quest. Um, but yeah, it just pretty much got started. I was working, and someone came in with the Chrono Trigger hat and the shirt and the book bag, and I was like, "Oh yes, I've, I've got to go back." And
Yeah.
it's just one of those games to where I'm just hooked. I know how the storyline goes. I know where um, 11 of the 17 endings, how to get to them, and it's pretty much the same, but still, for it to be such a creative game from way back when compared to a lot of games now, it just seems like um, there's a lot of bandwagoning nowadays, and I wouldn't necessarily say selling out because that's the purpose of a game studio is to sell out their product, by any means, whatever. Um, but it's just one of those games to where it gave its carbon footprint, and it'd be lovely to get a remake, a remaster, a sequel, anything just to show love and appreciation to those who enjoyed that game back in the day. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been dabbling in Genshin Impact a little bit. Um, I'll do a few. Not sure if I should call them dungeons. Help me out here, Michael. It's what you.
Now I've played. I know exactly what you're talking about, but
Yes,
man,
God, it's on the tip of my tongue and I forget it.
God, don't you
But
all play this game? Shouldn't you all know the answer to everything Genshin Impact?
I do not play Genshin Impact. I played it for like 3 nights in a row, and I don't know. It
didn't click.
didn't grab me.
He went back to play Immortals instead.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was that time period, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About that.
But I do want to pick up Shadow of the Colossus. I was over a friend and I watched him play it, and I think I'm gonna find me a copy and pick that up. So that's gonna be a future game.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, Michael, what have you been playing?
well, I've also been playing Genshin Impact. I got Inazuma completely opened up. I just have to finish exploring it, and there is a lot packed into the region. There's even some like cave areas that are underneath the ocean I haven't accessed yet that I found out. So and then there's like a whole like center area that's completely blocked off by like an invisible wall. So I gotta figure out how to shut that down. It's an incredible amount of content. They just released a new banner for characters, so they got basically the 5-star version of Amber, who's her name is, I think it's Yomiya, and basically instead of just fire arrows, her arrows freaking explode into fireworks.
Nice.
And I wish she wasn't so good because I want her. It just makes playing as Amber like before, like she actually had a use, and if you really wanted to, you could build her up. But like if you have Yomiya, it's like, why would you ever play Amber? It's a complete night and day difference. I know it's a 4-star versus a 5-star, and they're both arrow characters, they're both fire type characters, but yeah, just a night and day difference. It's not even really just down to a playstyle difference. I mean, there is that too, but like, there's no way you would ever play Amber if you had her. But I got the new chibi character Sayu, who is a wind ninja who has a giant sword. So for a ninja, that's pretty humorous, and she rolls up into a ball, and you can just hold that down and kind of like smash into people repeatedly. She's great for crowds. And
Nice.
she's a great backup character for like healing and buffing and stuff like that. If you don't have Diona and you roll her, definitely keep her.
Nice.
Other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Pokemon Unite. If you haven't been doing that, there's a couple of things that, you have your daily kind of stuff. So after like 14 days, You unlock the third Pokemon Unite character, which is Greninja.
Oh wow.
So so if you've been playing that consistently and logging in every day, even just logging in, you get access to them. Don't even really have to play
How many times do I have to log in before I get Gengar for free?
for free. You have to be playing.
Ugh.
But he is 10,000 points, unless you want to spend actual money. And I think you get like 6,000 almost right off the bat.
Okay.
So really, you're just earning 4,000, and if you don't spend any money, you can get that pretty quick. Level 13, and there's a lot of events that are going on that do end around like a month or so. So I do recommend still at least picking it up, because right now, after you reach level 13, because of an event, not because you're leveling up, but once you reach level 13, you get access to Crustle, who's a really great defensive Pokemon.
I actually saw one of our friends, Chelsea. She was showing us Pokemon Unite the other day, and it looks like, I mean, I've always been like on the fence, and I just need to make myself go download it. But I got really interested in it watching her play, and like have just the idea of having like a full team of people that you know and strategizing and how to play that. Like, I am very interested in doing that.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see like people you actually know demolishing anything, because playing with no strategy, playing with the quick commands, people who don't even just really even pay attention to that and just say like F you, it's a coin toss on whether you win or not. Like, there's a lot of times where like I'm dying all the time and I'm like, we're getting smashed hard, and then it'll be like 80-20,
yeah,
like point difference, and it's just like, how did we win?
Yeah.
But like people who can actually communicate, would demolish every time.
Yeah, I feel like there's like just about probably every person that's playing that game is not playing with any sense of strategy other than, I'm just gonna run through this.
I mean, it really is. It's sad, but it really is. Lastly, I'm playing Fortnite. They've unlocked you can get the Superman skin if you do all those events right now for Superman. And they still got some Ariana Grande events going on with like DJ Pop or whatever her name is, so you can still cash in on some extra experience and some different cosmetics through those missions as well. Pretty nice stuff.
I did hear that there was like a either a Fortnite RPG, like that's coming to Fortnite, or it's like going to be a spinoff of Fortnite. I heard it's like it's like a leak, but
I could see that.
yeah.
They should call it Save the World.
Oh.
Make it a tower defense game or whatever that originally was. PvE.
Mm-hmm.
Man, tower defense games are my jam.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Chase and Richard or anyone. I don't think anyone else is playing Valhalla. Have y'all been playing the new expansions that have come out for Valhalla? Because didn't the Siege of Paris just come out this past week? Have y'all been playing?
It comes out either it comes out in the next few days, or it comes out, or it just recently just came out. But I have not started that yet.
I haven't even. I stopped playing Valhalla to play something else, and it's been so long that whenever I start it back, I'm just going to start a new game.
Well, I don't have anything really to talk about as far as games play, because the past week, as you may have seen on the channel, there have been 11 or 12 Smash Brothers related videos that have popped up because I took all my gear with me to the Portland Pizza and Pub and live stream one of Jason's Smash Brothers weekly tournaments up there. So did a 3-hour live stream. It was fun. So probably we'll be doing that again next week. And then I just went back and re-uploaded all the clips separately so people could find the matches they were looking for. Very fun, but also pretty much took away my ability to play games the rest of the week because I've been spending so much time with that. But except for like just a couple of matches in Call of Duty, but that's not a lot to really go off of because nothing new. So, all right, well let's jump into some headlines here for this week. First one, Michael, No Man's Sky's 5th anniversary just wrapped up, and they have teased their new update. Have you heard anything about what's going on in the Frontier update?
I don't know. Honestly, I thought they were done. I thought the last one, just a cosmetic update, really. I thought that was going to be it. So, I mean, like, applause.
He'll never be
freaking
done.
all the way freaking around. Like, I'll be like 85, and they'll be like, yeah, they're doing like the 300th update still for free. I'm like, guys, make us pay for something. Like, I'll pay like 3 times for this game. I'll pay for it to have it on Alexa.
I do feel that. I do feel that way. Like I feel like something, because
you
like I
have
don't really
redeemed
want
yourself at this
I
point.
don't want
Like,
the updates to stop, and I know he's got to eat and pay rent, so
right.
I don't know.
And it's always on sale. Like, guys, if you are watching and haven't given it a shot, just wait or check out like Green Man Gaming and put like a little like favor on there, and it'll let you know. It'll let you know when it's half off, and it goes half off all the freaking time.
And it's on.
I
Game
will
Pass.
say, I was going to say, I know you guys have probably read the article about Frontier and everything, and I've seen this image on numerous articles. It's the one where it has all the different expansions, but they kind of look like album covers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I love that image. That is awesome.
It's got what? Is it 12 or 16 updates? It was a lot.
Yes, I think 16, I believe.
I'm pretty sure.
I think 16.
Like, I didn't realize it. I thought maybe it had like maybe 6 like massive updates and not 16.
Yeah, they've been going hard.
So, it's such a great story to hear about, because like when No Man's Sky first came out, obviously like it was not what it is now, and they were able to turn it back around. And there's a lot of games that I'm sure people wish had gotten similar treatments. Like I think you've mentioned it in the past about Anthem. Like you wish it had gotten that second breath of air through it. Some people. Actually, I don't know if some people, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that's probably thought about Mass Effect Andromeda, wishing that it got a better chance, or was.
And it kind of punches the rest of the industry in the face. Like, I know they are a smaller company, but it's like all these other games that, yeah, they hit and missed, but they could have come back.
Mm-hmm.
They had enough clout. They had enough, just in the reserves to be like, okay, yeah, we missed the mark on this. Let's scale back, figure out what we need to do, bring it to the customer.
Yep. I feel like
and we can start on, major issues and then just build up from there.
I feel like
I think
honestly, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I would say they've done that and then some.
Yeah.
It really have.
And so to give up on games like Anthem or like the first Destiny or even Destiny 2 where they're having to like archive old content and stuff, and it's just where they've kind of I wish I like Destiny a whole lot, but I hate what they did to their own fan base. But it's just like, you didn't have to go this route. You could have done more.
Mm-hmm. I honestly feel like Anthem may have gotten its second chance had they not been like riding this low, because they had the whole Battlefront 2 microtransaction BS, and they had the Andromeda stuff, and then they had Anthem. Like, it was like they were missing so much, like back to back. I feel like if it was just Anthem, they probably could have turned it around, but it was like everyone just, I mean, I already had lost faith in EA other than Battlefield anyway, but it was just like, everything just kept falling off, and it's like I feel like if they had just had that one miss, they would have been able to turn it back around. But
and I'm sure most of it is just trying to. It's not helping their fan base. They're trying to placate to their shareholders.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, sure, I understand that from a business standpoint, but if you would focus on the people who are buying your product, not just the ones that are investing, you're going to create a stronger fan base that are going to always buy your product. Whereas, now I'm probably never going to pre-order any shit.
Well, I mean, but the flip side of that, though, is that right after Anthem, they had, God, I really had the name of it, and I just forgot the name of it. Apex Legends. So, I mean, like, they kind of were able to start bringing stuff back for having a really successful battle royale game that apparently is getting a campaign. sometime soon. So I think that's a confirmed thing, not just a rumor like the Fortnite thing. But supposedly it's getting a campaign, and so I mean and with Mass Effect Legendary Edition, they're starting to make progress on coming back, I think. But you got to rebuild that stuff. So
here's the Frontiers will be the 17th, so there's been 16 expansions to No Man's Sky.
Wow.
But I can criticize No Man's Sky. I can be devil's advocate. The one before last, Expeditions. We had an expedition. It was really awesome. I think the window to complete it, which was not awesome because I didn't realize that I missed the first expedition. You had like 2 months to complete it, and you got special things to go along with that. And then right after that expedition ended, like maybe just a few days later, they released Expedition 2. And you only had a month to complete that one, which that's the one I did. And now, absolutely nothing. So, I don't know if I expected them maybe like to rehash the first one, or maybe another one come out by now. I had a lot of hope with the Expeditions expansion that this would be something that they would keep going and do it fairly regularly. And with the video that came out for the 5-year anniversary, dropping the hints towards the next expansion, Frontier, there was absolutely nothing towards Expedition 3. I don't know if there's going to be an Expedition 3. There's a lot of, banter back and forth in forums and stuff like that, saying that it's not released for technical difficulties or this, that, and the other. I don't know if there's going to be a third Expedition or not, but by creating that expansion called Expeditions, I don't think I'm alone in thinking that we were going to get more out of it than just the two, especially if they're not going to rehash them or just, it's kind of like okay, I guess that was it.
Wasn't one of them it was a Mass Effect crossover, wasn't it?
It was. Ship? Yeah, it sure was.
So I wonder if was that the first one?
No, that was the second one.
Okay. So say, well, if it was the first one, I'm sure they would have to rework it to where they probably couldn't use that ship anymore at the end of it. They'd have to figure something else out. So.
Yeah, no, that was the second, and then I don't know, and then they just stopped. No more expeditions. So
hey, they could do a tie-in with Halo if they do the third expedition round.
No.
He's like, I won't play it.
No, I don't want any Halo paraphernalia on my game.
Man. All right. Speaking of paraphernalia, GTA Remastered trilogy rumored to be coming out this year. Potentially, I don't know if there's actually like a list of which games it is. It is the PS2 era GTA titles. So for anyone who was playing Grand Theft Auto back in the day, is it 2, 3, and San Andreas? No, I'm probably wrong with that. Don't look at me funny.
No, it would be 3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
Yeah.
Okay, I got more than half of them right. So I mean, well, that's good. So this article.
I forgot. How old were you when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out?
He was a baby.
What year did GTA?
You were a child, man. Oh my God! Look, I was in high school.
Yeah,
I was in high school when it came out, and you don't know how like fucking groundbreaking and pivotal that game was when it came out.
Are you ready? You're ready to break your mind? GTA 3 came out on October 22nd of 2001, so I would have been 6.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I had just graduated high school, and yeah, you have no idea. Like people would come over, and we would just sit, and we were amazed at how you could do anything. I mean, that's kind of common now, but at the time, there was nothing like that. You couldn't just run around a city killing people, running from the cops and like mowing them down in an ambulance. I mean, it was wow. What a fascinating time to be alive.
Yeah.
Well, the rumor is that it's all these games are being remastered. They're going to be one bundle. It's coming out this year, and it's coming to all platforms, including the Switch. So, handheld GTA remasters for the Switch. Let's go.
Weren't we talking? Wasn't it saying something in the article about mobile devices too?
I
believe so.
I will look.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what they're going to do as far as remastering it goes, because I can play all 3 of those on my PS5 right now.
I would just imagine not making the graphics look like shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, because it's depending, those don't hold up very well. They're very blocky.
Yep.
Polygons and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's going to have to be, because like I said, you can get them now on I have PlayStation, so I'll just refer to this, but I think they're like maybe $15 a pop. But I mean, if they're not head and shoulders above what I can get now, I don't know why you would buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I guess if you just didn't already own them. Steven, this article, I'm not seeing anything about it, but I know that all of those games are already on phones. So, I mean, they wouldn't be that hard to probably get them over there. So, But I remember the first time who was it? So someone I work with, they had just gotten like a new phone or something. It was like, look, I can play GTA Vice City on this thing. I was like, what the hell? I didn't know they put those. I didn't know they put those games
Why
on
would
phones.
you do that to yourself?
I was like, oh my god. So anyway, that's something to look forward to pad out the holidays as we wait another 6 to 10 years for GTA 6, if it's even actually in development. So we have a long time to wait on that. So next, we're going to talk about the Nintendo Indie World Showcase. That was yesterday, right? Or was that this morning? I can't remember. My days are all mixed up.
This is yesterday.
Yesterday morning.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just going to go through the list here, and I'll be honest, indie games are not my thing, so everyone's just going to have to explain how excited you are for all this stuff, because it's not me.
It was the best.
Chase was really excited for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Yes.
You want to tell everyone a little bit about Bomb Rush?
So it is a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio feature. So it's like it looks like, it looks exactly like a clone of it. It's not like, and I think the original composer for Jet Set Radio is doing some songs on the soundtrack, which is awesome. But yeah, I've been wanting a Jet Set Radio, like either a new game or like just like a remaster for so long. And I know Sega's talking about, going back in the archives and seeing what they're going to do, remaster or re-release or whatever. But I mean, this looks great. This looks like something I was really, really hyped for. So.
All right, I got a estimated release for 2022, timed console exclusive for the Switch. So, yeah, buddy. All right, we got Axiom Verge 2. Anyone really excited for that one?
Yes.
It looks good.
I mean, as a fan of the first one, yeah, because this is supposed to be like a prequel, and that's a really interesting kind of world to dive into. So it doesn't look like it kind of looks like more of the same, but the same's good. So yeah. I just put yes on my notes. So but on Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, I just put no. Some of my notes are very simple.
At least you made notes for it. I just compiled all the stuff together.
There was so much good stuff.
I will go back and deep dive watch it. I need to start getting into indie games. It's just so hard for me to spend time.
Yes, you do.
I mean, look, Axiom Verge is Metroid. I mean,
cool.
That's what it is.
Good thing there's a Metroid coming out in 2 months, right? I'll spend spend $60 on that one instead of probably like $20 on this other one. You guys are really at least excited about the soundtrack for Eastward. Is an action adventure RPG with puzzle solving and dungeon elements. Steven?
I cannot wait. I mean,
yeah, that looks awesome.
I mean, it shot me back 14 years, not to tell them my age or anything, but like it really had me excited, and I don't think I've been that excited for a game in a long time. And with me working on music for the past decade and everything, audio makes a difference in a video game. It truly does. Mm-hmm. And for the trailer to have such awesome and cunning music, and it took a couple of shifts in the music as well. I've always been a fan of the dungeon crawler, mystery dungeon effects, and the art style that they chose for that game. I've always been a fan of that because it's produced some of the scariest indie horror games I've ever seen out there. With that, so I'm just, even if it's not like a horror game, just the fact that it used those graphics. That's what it decided to use. I really can't wait. Even if I don't get it day one, I'm going to be excited to watch somebody play it. I've got to see it somehow on day one.
Who knows, Steven? I may end up buying it.
There you go. That's the spirit.
May or may not stream it. We'll see. That's coming out September 16th. It is a timed console exclusive. And this next one, is it called Toem or Tome?
Mm-hmm. I thought Tome, but I could be wrong.
It's a laid-back, hand-drawn adventure game in which you set off a delightful expedition and use your photographic eye to uncover the mysteries of the eponymous tome.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I like when it comes to taking pictures in games, I think it's stupid. There's absolutely nothing. I think I said it in another podcast. Unless I'm taking pictures of ghosts, I really don't want to do it. For some reason, though, something really piqued my interest about that world and that character's story. So this might be the first lame ass photography game that I'm actually interested in. So whoever made the trailer, man, bravo, man, did a good job.
Have you ever heard of what's it called?
Pokemon Snap?
No, I mean that too, but no, I think it's called What Remains of the Obra Dinn. I think I'm remembering the name of that right.
Yeah.
Or Return of the Obra Dinn. It's like a puzzle action-y kind of game. I think you take pictures in that too, but it's got a really crazy art style in it. But it's supposed to be like a mystery game, or is it a horror game? It's like somewhere in the mix of all that. But it's like,
what did y'all say, the Obra Dinn?
Yeah, I think it's called Return of the Obra Dinn.
It's like the kind of like the, I don't know if you call it a game cover or that. It's kind of like a pixelated, pirate ship or something like that. Is that okay? I've seen it. I've never checked that out. I didn't know that's what that was about.
I'm pretty sure I've got that right.
I'll have to check that out.
And let's see, we jump into Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one too.
Chase, are you bobbing your head or are you shaking your head at it?
I'm shaking too.
I mean, I think that the concept's cool, but it's not my thing.
Yeah, I'm not into stackable puzzle games.
Yeah, fair enough. This one was previously at E3 was only announced for Steam, but of course everyone thought it was coming, and that's Metal Slug Tactics. Everyone kind of figured that game was going to be coming to the Switch, so we've talked about that one. Anything else to add about this game?
Guns, tanks, tactics, and boobs. Got it all, man.
This next one, I've actually played this game on every other platform it's ever released on, and I will probably end up getting it again, and that's Tetris Effect Connected. It's such a beautiful Tetris game. Even if you don't like Tetris, I'd recommend getting it. And as far as Steven goes about music, it has beautiful music, and the way that this game works is like the better you do, the faster the music gets, and it really just will stress you the hell out because it's really good. It's really good. You should definitely check it out if you have not played that before. So I do know one of these games, and it's something I've already played and will end up probably buying it again. What about Far Changing Tides? Richard, what you got to notes about that one?
I said that it was interesting, but it looks like it's a sequel, possibly, because it said from the makers of Far, and then it had another subtitle to it. I can't remember. I'm gonna check out the first one because I don't like jumping into something like that. So. Yeah, that's my notes. It said interesting, but it's a sequel, so I have to play the first one first.
The first one is called Far Lone Souls. Oh, sorry.
That's it.
Lone Sales, sorry.
Lone Sales. Let me jot that down.
Chase, anything to add?
No, I like the art style. Kind of reminded me of when they were underwater. It reminded me of the playing Inside. I don't know if you ever played that or not, but that's what it looked like. But the art style looks awesome. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, for sure.
This next one, I would probably definitely get because for some reason I feel like I'm really getting into deck building games, and that is Loop Hero. Instead of playing as the hero in this innovative card-based RPG, you must craft the world that the hero travels through using an expanding deck of mystical cards, placing enemies, buildings, and terrain along using unique expedition loop that the hero explores. That sounds like my type of game, and they definitely ripped off the Guitar Hero font for their.
I should have read whatever you read then, because In my notes, I've got my interest is peak. I don't understand. Are you building the map or is it unfolding like a fog of war? So that answered that question. Okay.
The other paragraph says powerful loot can be recovered and equipped for each class of hero, and the more loops you complete, the more your options expand with new cards, hero classes, and guardian bosses being unlocked along the way. So it's kind of like it's a roguelike deck builder, pretty much. So,
And it will be pretty much versatile, right? It isn't going to be like you beat the game and then you go to beat the game again, and it seems like it's unfolding the same exact way. Is it something that you can it can be like interchangeable?
I think it's probably going to be interchangeable.
Yeah, I think it unfolds deliberately how you play the cards.
Yeah.
So.
All right, and we got Boyfriend Dungeon.
I've been waiting for this.
Oh, have you? You want to
this-
date a cat?
This heartfelt dungeon crawling dating sim use the in-game cash you earn from fighting monsters to woo your weapons on romantic outings. Multiple combat styles just mean more cuties to forge relationships with. And it came out today. So.
If you're supposed to date these weapons because they're people. Some of them make sense, but I'm not. One of the weapons that you are supposed to date is, and it's not like a cat girl or anything like that. It is a fucking cat. So, and that's my note. Is did anyone notice the cat and the underage boy? This is problematic.
Well, I kind of I don't know who the developers were, but I kind of think about it as there's this anime. It's kind of popular, and I can't think of the name of it, but like Grim Reaper, Soul Eater, yeah.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Relationship, yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
But like, yeah, they basically form like these bonds in school where some of the students are like basically they're living weapons, and the other ones are like the wielders.
Yeah.
And basically, you have to form a sort of bond, and it's not romantic. And sometimes they form multiple bonds.
But they say date.
But
right.
See, the
They
thing
say
is,
date.
On
that is problematic.
On that anime, the Grim Reaper's main site, Spirit, as they call him, he dated Maka's, which is the main protagonist's mama, and that's how they made Maka. So there was Meisters and their weapons dating in that world, creating children that were half weapons, half human. So it's a thing.
So is one of
this
the
is
swords,
so uncomfortable.
My question is one of the swords, is it going to be some crystalline lady who talks too much that lives inside the hilt of your sword and always jumps out to tell you that your batteries are dead?
No, but did you not watch the trailer? The one's like, "Don't tickle my hilt."
Yes.
Valerie the dagger.
I'm so glad I didn't watch the trailer. I probably would have turned off.
So you missed it. You missed the cat and the underage kid.
No.
And then there's I guess a trap. I think that's the proper term.
You'll like
basically a hot chick with a guy's name and a guy's voice. Rowan. It's interesting. It looks interesting. I'll never play it at all, but I know it's gonna find its fan base.
Yeah, it has. It's a guy in the orange shirt. What about Necro Barista, the final pour?
No.
In a story about coffee and death, this anime-style visual novel follows a dynamic cast of characters as they navigate a fantasy Melbourne's coffee culture, the questionable ethics of necromancy, and the process of letting go. This expanded director's cut of the original game features new story content and remastered visuals. Came out today.
By Death Wish Coffee.
Yep. Probably. What is this next one?
Islanders. And the answer is yes. Yes.
This relaxing, procedurally generated strategy game sees you developing an island by placing buildings from your inventory. Score enough points and you'll get more buildings to which you can keep growing your island settlement. Then when you can't build any further, just start from scratch and do it all over again on a different island.
Yep. It reminded me of, way back. See, let me see. If you were 6 when this was probably before you were born, when SimCity first came out, I was absolutely in love with it because we were just now getting computers in schools. So you could sit there and just play SimCity and nobody would say anything to you. And I loved SimCity because of its simplicity. And then as that series grew, when they started to overcomplicate it, to me it lost a lot of its charm. So when I saw Islanders, it's like I was seeing a more simplistic, almost like SimCity again. So I was immediately into it.
I was 6 years too shy on the original SimCity.
Yeah. See, and you just dropped these little colored blocks and the city would grow and you had to pay attention to what you're doing because of crime and stuff. And I mean, it was nice, but then later on you had to worry about like sewer and running power lines, and it was just, it made it too much to keep up with, too much to consider.
Like Godzilla.
If you're playing on Nintendo, it's Bowser. Came up and stomp around your town, so.
Interesting.
And they also had Sim Ant and Sim Farm.
I love Sim Ant.
Me too.
I really did. You had to take over a house.
Like you play somebody's ant?
No. You played as a colony of ants.
Oh.
And
then there was Sim Weird Uncle.
Yeah, you're like this bitch of an ant that you move in with your in-laws. You have to take over their house. No, you played. I don't remember, Michael. Could you choose to be the red or the black ants? Or were you one or the other? I remember you were at war with the other ones.
You're just trying to be the head bitch in charge.
It's been so long since I played it, I don't remember.
I can't remember. I just know those spiders, man. If Spider shows up, you might as well just new game. Damn things.
All right, so next we have Garden Story. It's a 3D adventure game taking on the role of a young wildlife photographer, Richard's out, who traverses Maryvale Island's magical ecosystems to discover extraordinary creatures, learn their behaviors, and most importantly, photograph their majesty. So,
I'll let Chase talk about this one. I'll just say that it looks very similar to other games that I've played and that I've really enjoyed, but I didn't see anything in the trailer that looks new from anything else I've played, so I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence.
I can see that, yeah. But I totally love that kind of art style, just that type of Zelda-esque, like Link to the Past style art style, and so it looks like something I'll be into. So I'm gonna check it out.
Sweet. Next is Slime Rancher Portable Edition. Anyone a Slime Rancher fan?
Slime Rancher is good, but like unless they're bringing new content to the table, it's pretty much for the first time gamers. It's explore to see more type deal, but not even halfway through the game, you pretty much know what it's going to be about. It's and it's like at that point, you can still choose to finish it for the sake of completing the game. But like it really loses its glow about halfway through the game, and unless they're adding something new, a new chapter or maybe a new area or something, I wouldn't want to get it.
I don't think they are.
It didn't seem.
I think this is just a port, which I platinumed it on PlayStation. I really liked it, but kind of like what Steven was saying, the story outlives the gameplay. You kind of get done with the gameplay before the story's over. And the story's basically similar to like a breakup story or maybe like a unrequited love or something like that. I don't really...
A man moves to a planet to do a new occupation, regretting his decisions on a relationship that he had off planet.
Yeah.
And that's all it is you're searching for his diary while catching slimes. That's pretty much it.
And you're kind of having like a similar situation. The girl you play moved away from another girl that I don't know if they were actually in a relationship, but I don't want to spoil it if nobody's played it, but it's definitely got like the story's good. It's good. But yeah, the gameplay gets boring before the story's over, though. So I don't want to say boring. I want to say what's a good word, Steven?
Too repetitive.
Yeah, well, no, that's boring too. It's I guess it's like you accomplish everything that you can gameplay wise long before the story ends.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we
Well,
go.
are there any slimes in there that take on like a feminine form, or can you hold like two slimes at the same time?
The thing is, you don't
You can
even,
breed. You can
yeah,
breed
you
two
can breed
slimes.
them.
There
Yeah.
we go. That's what I'm looking. I'm looking to breed a slime.
Yes, you can do that.
Yes.
Good to know. All right, we're trying to burn through the rest of these. We've almost hit an hour. We haven't even got to our big topic yet. Let's see. It's okay though. We went how long was the show last week? Like 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I feel like
If
we can go a
that.
little bit. We can go a little bit over this week if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah, two people that are watching. It's great.
Yeah, they'll come around later. The Astroneer. Anyone big on that one?
Looks like a
Always.
kid's version of No Man's Sky.
I
Based
was
the
looking
Final
for the right
Frontier?
words for that. It's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, it's been out on PlayStation or PC or whatever
Yeah.
for a while.
It has.
All right. We got Curious Expedition 2. The Journey to the Center of the Earth version of D&D.
It looks interesting. Like you have a dice mechanic that's kind of cool, but I might get it. Depends.
What about 100 Days of Winemaking Simulator?
No.
Yeah. I thought it was stupid, but by the end of the trailer, they sold me on it. I'm in. I'm gonna try and make some wine. I'm serious.
Wait, unless there's like a foot fetish mechanic to it, I don't want any part of it.
I couldn't tell that from the trailer, but you never know.
Do you get to relive that moment in that news thing where the ladies were stepping on the grapes and then the one lady trips and falls out of the bucket and it's like, oh.
Oh my god, I remember that. She broke her arm or something.
Yeah.
My god.
Oh god.
Gang Beasts. Silly multiplayer party game with surly gelatinous characters, brutal slapstick fight sequences, and absurd hazardous environments.
That's been out
Yeah,
for a while. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good party game for sure.
Yeah. Kids really love it. It should do well on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got Lumberjack. Grab your axe and save the environment by chopping and recycling every man-made thing in your path and solving puzzles with your charming animal friends.
Yeah. The other side of that game is there's this crazed bear going around with a chainsaw killing people and destroying private property. So there's two sides to every story.
Yep. And that is all of the games from the Indie World Showcase. So that means that there's at least, 5-6 plus games on there that you're really interested in picking up? Maybe
Yeah,
more,
at least half probably.
And anything that had cats involved, Michael's going to get.
Which, now, this wasn't in that show, but when I was watching all the previews, I did see something that I didn't know about. There's another Turtles game coming out that's in the last Turtles game we had was Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, of the arcade style. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There's another Turtles arcade game coming out called Shredder's Revenge. And if you've not seen the trailer, check it out. It looks fucking awesome. I mean, it's Turtles arcade.
Can't beat that.
That's all you gotta say, man.
Just real quick, before we get into our big discussion, Xbox has confirmed that they're going to be holding a Gamescom showcase on August 24th. Going to be talking about a lot of deep dives into games you already know about, which means hopefully we're finally going to get a release date for Halo Infinite. They may talk about Scorn and Bright Memory Infinite, which weren't at E3 but are supposedly still coming out this year, and amongst other stuff. So if you're an Xbox fan, there's something to look forward to at the end of the month. And finally, for our discussion topic, is about the games of 2021 that we would potentially pick for Game of the Year, or if there's something else that hasn't come out yet. that is coming out this year that you think may be your game of the year. I just want to kind of see what everyone is thinking about what games that they would pick. So would anyone care to go first, or do you want me to go first? It doesn't really matter. Just how's everybody feeling?
Go on, go first.
Okay. So honestly, I put the list of games. I'm not going to read all of them off. There's a couple of really standout ones in here, and I guarantee you that none of them are probably going to be what you would expect for me to say as far as my favorite games. Honestly, though, I included Cyberpunk in this because technically it came out after the Game Awards last year, which is when they do the Game of the Year thing. That's probably my favorite, but if it's not Cyberpunk, if that one doesn't count, I'm going to go with probably a game that hasn't come out yet, and that's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, because I cannot think of it. There's everything on this list looks amazing, but honestly, I'm really, really excited for Guardians of the Galaxy, which comes out at the end of October. So, other than that, Steven, what's your game of the year, man? That you can call me out.
Yeah, I was meaning to ask you about that before we went live.
Yeah,
Because
thanks.
as far as Cyberpunk, I had stated before that as long as the potential is met with the skills needed to execute it, I think all will be well with that game. And I mean, they've kind of held up their end of the bargain. Not to say that it's a game of its own, because you can see different elements. It's a kind of dystopian, futuristic world. Played close to, I don't know, Sleeping Dogs or Watch Dogs. It kind of has that feel to it, to me. But all in all, like, that has been by far the best game that I've seen that I've purchased. I can't really give any of the other ones a nomination because I've never played them. So with me having that as being my only choice, based off of what I've seen, I would go with Cyberpunk.
See, I mean, that's kind of my thing. Like, I mean, there's a lot of games on here that I wish I would have gotten to try, and I may still get around to before the end of the year. So, but as of right now, it's definitely probably Cyberpunk. Like, it's really funny because like my runner-up on here, if it's not Guardians or Cyberpunk, is going to be Mario Party, because it's just like it's the game I know I'm going to play. I will play that game until I get sick of it because I love Mario Party so much. But Richard, where are you at?
It's probably shocking. I can't speak on what hasn't come out yet. I don't think that would be fair, so I don't want to do any kind of conjecture that way. But yeah, I was looking over the show notes and I was looking at all the games that you had listed, and yeah, I've played a number of them, finished a number of them. But really thinking about it, if I had to place a game of the year, and it won't get game of the year, let me just go ahead and preface it. It would be Maquette. And the reason I say that is that when I play a game, to me, it's all about immersion. So, when I play Red Dead, I mean, I'm there. I'm into it. Same way with Assassin's Creed, I'm there. I kind of let it just flow over me. That's why I really don't like playing online, because I feel like other people kind of ruin that type of immersion. But I was really immersed in the game Maquette. And it's just a puzzle game. It takes place in a recursive world where you guys know the game. But the story that takes place is a guy and a girl. And in the beginning, they meet. It's all cutesy and everything. And I think what adds to the story is the fact that it's voiced by Seth Gable and Bryce Dallas Howard. And everybody knows her. She was in The Help. She's in the Jurassic World movies. Opie's daughter. And Seth Gable, he's been on Fringe, Nip Tuck. He was on that show Salem. Both of them are accomplished actors, and they're also married in real life. So they did the voice of the guy and the girl whose story you kind of go through as you're playing this game. And I'm going to ruin it. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to. The story is not a happy one. The story is a breakup story. And I remember when I finished that game, I felt like I had been through a breakup. It literally took like 3 or 4 days for me to work through that, just because I was so immersed in that story. And it was so believable, and the arguments they had and everything. When they finally broke up, it was just like, it was a gut punch. So, there's a lot of great games on that list, but none of them stuck with me like that after it was over, except for Maquette. So based on that fact alone, I chose Maquette.
There was something I realized just thinking about when you were talking about that it's not on this list, is It Takes Two. I don't know if you guys have heard much about it, but it's a game. The game has to be played co-op. If some person buys it, you can actually gift a copy of it to somebody else because it's kind of like a way out, makes you do that. But the whole story is about this struggling couple, and it's a puzzle platformer type game, and you're trying to get through it, and you're working through like relationship issues, and they're using them as like playful puzzles and stuff like that. So there's multiple games that are like that. I can't speak to the story. I don't know how it ends. Hopefully it doesn't end in a breakup, because I was thinking about using it as a couples game, and I don't really think that you should use it as a couples game if it's going to end in a breakup. So unless it's just a really demented way of how to break up with somebody. So,
I think another part of Maquette is when it comes to relationships. This is so weird to talk about. When you look at someone else's relationships and like the mistakes that people make and where they went wrong, it's really easy from an outside perspective.
Always.
So when you're playing this and you're hearing that argument, it's almost like your mind, you're kind of like, oh, no, you shouldn't say that. No, you're taking this the wrong way. But then, when it's you and you're in that moment, you don't have that type of insight. So it was just a really good story with really good voice acting.
I got that game for free on PlayStation Plus, I think. So I'm gonna download that and give that a try.
It takes it's like a day game. You can beat it in a day. It's not very long.
The puzzles aren't. I mean, I think I'm a bright guy, but let's just say I'm not. I didn't have to look up any of the answers or any solutions. So I mean, it's definitely doable.
Okay.
In a day.
Yeah. Michael, you have any picks?
If I know, I mean, a lot of people are siding with Cyberpunk, and I think I agree. Even if they did have a really hard launch, I mean, I think just having like the multiple storylines so you can progress through kind of just broadens the range that it has. Otherwise, I think I have to go with Monster Hunter Rise, just because I've not heard anything negative come out of that.
Yeah. That's actually coming to PC. I don't know if it's the end of this year or first thing next year, but that's coming to PC, so you can crank out the ray tracing on that game.
Oh, I will.
Chase, what is your game of the year pick as of right now?
So speaking of games coming to PC, Bugsnax is also coming to PC.
Yeah.
But as far as
hyped over.
dude, it was a good game. It was fun. As far as game of the year goes, I have to say, if it was right now, I would have to say Ratchet and Clank. Just overall great story, great gameplay, graphics were incredible. Just the use of the SSD, just being able to warp through worlds like almost instantly, like all the levels, it's insane. Really enjoyed Skyward Sword. Like I said, like that was my number 2 pick as of right now. Returnal was probably number 3 pick as at the moment. Returnal was just incredible. I hope that the company just keeps on making really good games like that. Near Replicant, Oddworld Soulstorm, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Persona 5 Strikers, Cyberpunk's on the list. Little Nightmares 2, Biomutant. Those are my top 10 like overall. As far as like upcoming games, I got on my list. It's like Far Cry, Deathloop, Shin Megami Tensei, Metroid Dread, and Kena Bridge of Spirits. I don't think any of those are going to take over Ratchet and Clank, but I mean, I'm excited to play those.
Yeah.
Mitch, you didn't even put Ratchet and Clank on the list.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was making the notes in my car. So, yeah, that's another good one.
It's almost like you should have gotten like a laptop to work on that.
Look, I didn't bring it with me when I was out earlier today. Also, shout out to Outriders. That game was fun for all of 3 days, and then I beat it.
Yep.
Also, shout out to Stubbs the Zombie, the biggest meme of this channel, pretty much. Well, we can't really talk about Hitman 3 because Richard and Chase haven't gotten to hit the 3 yet. The Medium, I thought it was okay, but it had some weird camera issues. But I was talking, I guess it was with you, Chase, about how it's coming to PlayStation and they've given it a big graphical boost.
And the haptic controllers on that, so.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure Far Cry 6 may be one of the bigger games of this fall that hasn't come out yet. Between that, Deathloop, Kena, and Battlefield, those are probably the big ones. And then, of course, we don't know when Halo Infinite's coming out. It may come out before that cutoff period. If not, oh well.
I don't think Far Cry 6 is coming out within the release window of Game of the Year.
It comes out October 6th.
Does it?
Or October 12th or something. It comes out
I didn't know they had put a...
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know that. I
How
thought
dare
that
you
was
not
still
know
in...
that?
I'm pretty sure
thought
it
it
comes out the same day as the Switch OLED and Metroid Dread.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought that game was still in limbo. I didn't know they had put a concrete street date on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so there's several games that we have concrete release dates for, and then a couple we don't, or they fall out of that period. So again, Halo, Call of Duty Vanguard got leaked earlier today, which even though we already knew that was coming. The Pokemon Gen 4 remakes are the end of November. Dying Light 2 is the beginning of December, so those won't hit that cutoff period. But out of what we know is out right now, I'm pretty sure we've got a pretty good list of what games we're probably going to, if not get Game of the Year, at least be nominated for it. Other than, I think the one that we didn't really talk about that I was kind of shocked that Richard didn't say, which was Resident Evil Village.
It was good. I mean, in hindsight, it was a little short-sighted. It was fun. It was a good story, but I mean, it didn't leave a lasting impression on me. It was like a really awesome blockbuster film that just didn't have any kind of depth to it. Which is not to say that it's bad at all. It's just, you watch it or play it for that shock and awe, and then, when it's over, it's just over.
Were you talking about Resident Evil Village or the new Suicide Squad movie? I couldn't tell.
I was talking about Resident Evil Village. I don't know. I've got HBO Max. I've been debating on whether or not to watch it, but typically I don't watch DC movies because...
Look, I think we've probably talked about it in our group chat at some point, but this movie is made by James Gunn. It is the DC Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and that's what it tries to be. It does a really good job at it. It's just think of it like a rated R Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, what could you get away with if you had an R rating on there? And the shark guy, whatever his name is, he kills it. So literally, King Shark, yeah, dude kills. He's like the best parts of like Groot and Drax mixed into one character. Just dude's awesome. If you have HBO Max or if you are just have a sudden urge to go to a movie theater, I would recommend watching it at least once just to share some input on it. But man, I thought it was better than the original Suicide Squad that they did several years ago, at the least. All right, we'll just go straight into closing out. We're hour 10. I mean, by the time we get done, it'll probably be an hour 20 or so. All right, so I'll remind everyone about the trivia scores. I actually screwed up the trivia question last week, so no one had the opportunity to get a question right because I messed up. But I'd made it through the entire episode without messing up this time, so you at least have a chance to get a question right. But the trivia scores, Michael and Richard tied in first place with 13 points. Steven, you still are holding on with 8, sir, and Chase has 6 points. And
coming up.
Yeah. Michael, you would be in the lead if you didn't give Richard a point.
They were worth it.
Or 2 points. All right. The trivia question for this week is, which of these games has the longest credit roll in a video game? I'll say that again. Which of these games has the longest credit roll? So when obviously those credits run through the screen. Is it Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn? Is it Mighty Number 9, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, or Assassin's Creed Brotherhood?
Part of me feels like this is a trick question.
I don't know how I'm tricking you, but sure.
So, I mean, in what possible way could Mighty Number 9, the video game, have a longer credit roll, unless they're like including all of the talent from the movie?
There's a movie based on Mighty Number 9?
I'm thinking of Big Hero 6, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't either.
Of course, they could include all the donators, but I still don't think it would be that much.
I don't know if you guys have ever thought this hard on a trivia question before.
I'll go with Final Fantasy.
All right.
I'm kind of fighting the whole Mighty Number 9 thing too, because that was like one of the longest anticipated games too, because the guy was working on it years and years ago. I think it took him a decade to get that game out.
That I don't know.
Yeah, it took this guy a long time to get this game out.
And then it disappointed everybody.
Because it wasn't Mega Man, and it was supposed to be Mega Man.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Mega Man.
And then they just made Mega Man instead.
And
you want the spiritual successor, but the spiritual person sucks ass?
oh
Do
man,
you want the descendant to feel like they failed their family? Mighty Number 9.
I'm gonna go with Mighty Number 9.
All right.
God, what was the third option?
Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
See, I'm between that and Final Fantasy. It's either Metal Gear or Final Fantasy.
I'm gonna go Final Fantasy.
All right.
Then I'll go with Metal Gear. Hell, why not?
All right. So, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood has a credit runtime of 15 minutes. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, has a credit roll of 27 minutes.
Jesus fuck Christ.
Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn's credit roll is 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Good Lord.
Mighty Number 9, 3 hours and 48 minutes. Because they put the credits for all 70,000 Kickstarter backers in the credits.
Knew it. Freaking knew it.
Wow.
So, Steven, you have a point.
Freaking knew it.
Congratulations.
Knew it was a trick question.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So
It just made-
like, did they do their top donators or did they do all of them?
you had to donate at least $5 to be included in the credits.
Yeah, and I had to think about it because my little brother had it, and I told him that I was taking a nap. He had just beat it, and the credits were rolling. It was probably an hour and a half nap, and I got up and said, "Are the credits still rolling?" And he was like, "Oh, I just think that they restarted." I mean, thinking back on it now, I was like, there's no way. But just waking up from a nap, you just rolled with something like that. So I did not work that long.
You could watch James Gunn's Suicide Squad twice, and the credits would still be rolling on that movie.
Jesus
I just.
Christ.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy XIV, when it came out, actually held the Guinness Book World Record for the longest credit rolls in a game, but that was before Mighty Number 9 came out. So,
And the only thing it has a chance of being good at.
So anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and start wrapping things up with some social
Didn't
media
they give
plugs.
that away for free on the PlayStation Network and still nobody played it?
Probably.
Probably.
I'll tell you what, while y'all plug social medias, I will pull up the sales for Mighty Number 9 and see how bad it did.
Oh man.
I mean, I bought it. I bought it the day it came out. I was so excited. I was like, Mega Man is back, and he wasn't.
I think Mega Man is coming out with it's a mobile game. It's supposed to be out like in a few days.
Yeah, I've signed up for the release thing, so it'll automatically download whenever it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see. That Contra game that's on mobile that just came out is actually pretty good.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing is that across every platform that Mighty Number 9 ever came out on, which was between Steam, Wii U, PS3 and 4, and I guess Xbox 360, Xbox One, it only sold roughly 1.2 million units.
That's beautiful.
Which, I mean, is not terrible for an indie third-party game, but considering 70,000 of those people already had bought it when they Kickstart backed it, I mean, ugh.
Well, hey, they've not made another one, so.
Yeah, we haven't got Mighty Number 10, so. All right, Steven, let's plug some social medias.
Not much going on the music front. Just having that long and exhausting producer block. So we're gonna set that to the side. I may be playing Genshin Impact tonight, either on Twitch or YouTube. It just really depends on how I feel after the stream. Been a bit under the weather and family matters. But other than that, you can find me on Twitch, The Breaks, with a Z. If you want to check out some of my old content on SoundCloud that I've got out there, it's Breaker Beats with a Z 2020.
All right. Richard?
Check me out at boardgamerenovations.com. I'm very excited I've had a lot of personal stuff going on as far as I just bought a new vehicle. I've had to do quite a few things, but I'm coming back to YouTube next week, and I can say that definitively, and I'm very excited about that. So follow me at boardgamerenovations.com, and I will be on YouTube next week, so be waiting for that video.
Nice. Michael?
Not a whole lot going on, but we are just one member shy of 300 on unsolicited news.
Dang!
So I think we're doing pretty nice. I've actually met some in-person random people, and I'm like, would you like to see some nudes? And they're like, yes, sir. And I got them to join. So I think things are going pretty good.
Well, there you go. Chase, anything?
Nothing real big to add. I think GameFly's having a sale right now. If you all their used games are really cheap right now, so check that out if you're trying to save some money on games.
Sweet. I have nothing to plug. I'm not really streaming anything other than like these Smash tournaments. So if you are in the Middle Tennessee area and you want to come play Smash Brothers and maybe win some money if you're really good at it, we do this at the Portland Pizza and Pub every Tuesday at 6:00. And they occasionally will do different types of tournaments. Like there's one of them called a Squad Strike tournament that's happening where you pick 3 characters instead of 1, and you have every time you die you swap over to the new character. Very interesting, and I think there's something going on at the Portland High School on the 28th as well. I don't know if that's an open tournament. I can figure out from Jason. And also, I started working on a game today, so in Unity. I will have more to share on that later, but I have come up with hopefully the final studio name I decided to go with and the name of the game. So we'll hopefully share more about that later. But anyway, that's going to be it for episode 59 of Next Gen Newsweek. So we will see you this time next Thursday. So have a good week, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. This week's episode is brought to you by the special stuffing they use inside Build-A-Bears, which is really hard to fist. Y'all have a great night.